Hello and welcome to the National Weather Service in Missoula planning briefing for Thursday, October 20th. Our key points here as we go through the next few days and into the weekend. Still dry and warm on Thursday, but you're going to see the winds start to increase as the high pressure ridge breaks down across the area, and we'll see even more of a wind increase on Friday. Then we'll see precipitation start to move into the area on Friday as well, really area-wide precipitation that we're expecting. And we're looking at weekend winter impacts mainly above 5,000 feet. So we'd be talking about the higher elevations and the potential of some issues along some of our higher mountain passes. But well, we'll mention the possibility of winter impacts at some of the elevations a little lower as well. So here's a satellite loop kind of taking a look at what's going on currently, and you can see we're kind of starting to see this stream of clouds and moisture push across the northern Pacific there towards the region, and we're actually going to see our storm system move from up around Alaska. It's going to dig down and then kind of move up across the region and kind of take a little bit of a southerly track here, and we'll see some of those areas that'll be most impacted by the expected track. So here's how it looks, kind of the middle part of the atmosphere, and we're looking at kind of our low and high pressure areas. So you see that trough, or that kind of low pressure region in the blue colors, really start to dig down as we go into Friday and over the weekend. That's going to develop that storm system that's going to bring us widespread precipitation. And then on the tail end, you still see, as we head into early next week, another little system that could potentially work its way through here. So we are looking at quite a bit more active weather as we go through the next few days and into next week as well. So kind of the first sign of the pattern change is going to be that increase in the winds. So this is just looking at wind gust potential for Thursday and Friday. So later on Thursday, nothing too crazy here. We're looking at gusts around 10 or so on most of the lower elevations, and a little higher, could be 15 or maybe an isolated 20-mile-per-hour gust as you get up towards the ridge tops. But they do increase a little bit more on Friday. You can see the Friday evening wind gusts in many spots around 20 miles per hour. And as you get up to ridge tops on Friday, it wouldn't be out of the question to see a wind gust up to about 30 miles per hour. So definitely some brisk winds, especially as you kind of go up in the atmosphere. We'll see some of those winds start to work their way down as well. Another big change coming is going to be in our temperatures. So Thursday high temperatures, it's another nice mild October day, as we've seen for quite a while now, and where you see a lot of upper 60s to even low 70s, comfortable. But a big change starting on Friday, you see a lot of low to mid 50s and even some 40s across the region. So much cooler. It's going to feel pretty chilly on Friday, and as the precipitation starts to work its way in as well. Then over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, high temperatures even colder, and we're talking about those higher elevation highs being in the 30s in many spots, and even getting down to the valley locations, mid to upper 40s. And with the precip around, it really is going to be a pretty chilly weekend, and actually closer to average than where we've been. So this is just a look at some model reflectivity. So this is just one computer model showing what precipitation could look like as we go from Friday into Saturday. There it starts at 3 o'clock on Friday. So really by Friday afternoon and evening, we see the precipitation spreading across much of the region as the storm system strengthens, and we really see that precip start to spread out. And that's going to continue on into Saturday with some of the heavier precipitation. Could linger into Sunday as well. Now, one thing I want to point out about this, in addition to this just being one model output of what it could look like across the region, it's also showing almost primarily snow across the entire region. Now, we are going to see the snow, especially at the higher elevations, and by Sunday we'll likely see snow levels continue to drop. But the impacts that we're really looking at for snow, again, are going to be higher elevations and mountain pass areas and places like that. Certainly going to be more rain mixed in some of those valley spots on Friday and into Saturday. And as the weekend progresses, that's when we'd be more likely to see a little bit more snow mixed in further down as well. So taking a look at this, now the snow totals, as we get to those, are going to be a little bit more in question to an extent, and some of that depends on how this storm system tracks and exactly where we get the heaviest precip. But as far as seeing area-wide precip, that is looking pretty good across the region. So on the left side, you're going to see the low-end precipitation, and on the right side, that's going to be more of the higher end. So that's going through Sunday evening. And you can see even on the low end, we're talking about most spots seeing about a 1/4 inch precipitation, and some of the high elevation spots even getting well over a 1/2 inch towards an inch on the low end. And then on the right with the high end, a lot of spots close to an inch or over an inch, even some of the mountain locations over 2 inches of precipitation. So that's just total liquid equivalent precipitation, so anything that falls as snow or rain. Then when we look specifically at the snow, here are the probabilities on Sunday, ending Sunday around lunchtime, so this is noon Sunday. A chance of 4 inches or more of snowfall on the left side. Again, if you look at the valley locations, that's still a pretty low probability of seeing that much snow accumulate down low, but it's those higher elevations and those mountain passes that you see the probabilities of getting over 60 or 70% in a lot of spots for at least 4 inches. Then on the right side, we go even a little higher with the 8-inch snow potential, also going through noon on Sunday. And once again, you're seeing not expecting anything like that in the valleys, the lower valleys. But those probabilities are still showing up in a lot of the mountain pass areas. A little lower probability to see 8 inches, but not insignificant, especially you can see a few isolated spots that are still pushing 50% probability of even 8 inches. So again, those higher elevations are going to be the spot that we're really watching this weekend for the best possibility of snowfall. And to get a little specific here as well, here is the high and low end of snowfall totals running through noon on Sunday. So on the left side is the high end, so only about a 10% chance that snowfall is higher than what you see on the left side. And again, the valley locations, an inch or two would be about we would see on the high end. But get up into the mountains, especially along the divide as you go to the east, and you get out into portions of central Idaho, that's where the potential really is there to see 8 or more inches of snow in those mountain locations. You can even see some spots where the high-end totals are pushing a foot or a little over a foot of snow. So that's something that we're continuing to watch. Now on the right side, this is basically if everything goes wrong as far as snowfall totals go. So there's a 90% chance that snowfall totals are higher than what you see on the right side. And when we look at that, you see pretty much nothing in a lot of the valleys, but still, even on the lowest end, we're still seeing accumulating snow in the mountains along the divide and into portions of central Idaho as well. So we do have high confidence of this snowfall occurring at the higher elevations, and we have high confidence in seeing decent precipitation across the entire area as well. It's just a little bit more uncertainty in the valley locations as far as how much snow they see, and just how high those totals will get into the mountains as well. So quick look here at our threat matrix, and Friday we're primarily looking at wind. As we head into the weekend, again we're looking at snow mainly along the higher elevations and the mountain passes, but potentially lowering a little bit in portions of southwestern Montana. Heading into Monday, could still be some lingering precipitation as that low pressure system pulls away in portions of west central and southwest Montana, as well as Lemhi County over in Idaho. So that's going to wrap things up here, and that'll do it for our briefing here today on October 20th. And if you have any questions, always feel free to send us an email or give us a call here at the Weather Service office.